Since we're in the middle of the World Cup, I've decided to make a lighthearted video combining my two favorite sports about which football team does each driver support. If you're a super fan of a driver in particular and know from a niche local television interview or whatever who he supports or something like that, do let me know in the comments down below. But as far as I understand, we are first starting with the 5 drivers I either couldn't find the team they support or they just don't care enough about football to support any team. Our favorite current Finnish Australian Formula 1 driver doesn't seem to support anyone. He is a sports ambassador for the city of Lahti and there's a football team there, but it's not as if he actively supports them. And his Australian persona comes into play here as well, because he visited the Adelaide United Football Club stadium at some point, even wearing the 77 shirt. But as I've said, he doesn't really seem to care. Then it's Lawson. He's from New Zealand. Do I really need to say more? They do have the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Wood in the national team, but Liam probably doesn't even know who he is. He does know who Tim Payne is, since he became a meme worldwide. If I'm not wrong, it was started by Argentinians, and the meme somehow arrived at Liam. And if you see the challenge published by the Racing Bulls YouTube channel, you'll realize he doesn't really care much about football.
Do you even know who he is? No. Okay. Do you know what team he plays for?
No.
Okay.
Lance Stroll is only passionate about tennis, and that's probably it. Notice how I left out racing amongst his passions. He has a picture with the AC Milan shirt at San Siro, but that was probably just rich guy stuff doing random shit because they can afford it. He might race on the Thailand's flag, but he was born in Westminster and raised in Suffolk. British people tend to support their local club, or at least one close to their birthplace. In case of Alex Albon, that will be Ipswich Town. Fun fact about them, Ron Weasley has a minority stake in the club. That's why they wear his logo Albon as the main sponsor. Still, magic is not enough for Albon. Seems like he just doesn't care. Oliver Bearman is an interesting case. In an interview with F1, he said if he wasn't a driver, he would like to be a football player or a cyclist. So he must be at least a bit interested to have a preferred team. I just couldn't find it. So if you know it, let me know in the comments down below. And we've seen his football skills, they're not amazing to be honest, but if he agreed to play in football, he must at least have a favorite team, I guess. I just couldn't find the team. We finally get to someone who does support a team, and of course, it's the resident Brazilian driver Gabriel Bortoleto, who supports, hard to say, but he's been seen with a Flamenco shirt before after getting a trophy in Formula 2, which is weird. They're not from the same state he was born, they are from Rio de Janeiro, and he was born in São Paulo, which have Palmeiras, Santos, Corinthians, and of course, São Paulo. So that picture is just weird. The tweet from Flamenco congratulating him on getting into Formula 1 is even weirder, since he apparently supports São Paulo, which makes much more sense. And Lucas Moura, ex-Tottenham and PSG player, once gifted him the club's shirt. So I'll sign him up as a São Paulo, but with a question mark at the end. Now, Sergio Perez, finally, something that makes perfect sense in this list. He supports America, the team with the most national titles in the country, and by some margin. They are also from the capital. He's been a supporter since he was a child, so everything just makes sense. Unlike with Bortoleto. No more nuts, thank you Perez for being our first easily explainable entry. The biggest rivalry in Argentinian football, and arguably in the whole world, is Boca Juniors and River Plate. Franco Colapinto supports Boca Juniors, and he explained his family has always done so. They've always been bosteros, so he is too. We all know Argentina is one of the countries where football is played the most, so the surprise would have been Colapinto not supporting anyone. And yeah, this is a dig at Alex Albon. He's even got as far as said when he scored his first podium in Formula 1, he'll come out singing Boca Boca Boca. Doesn't seem like we'll find out if he actually does it anytime soon though. If we don't consider Adelaide United for Bottas, I'd say Wolverhampton Wanderers are the most kinda random team being supported by an F1 driver. Especially when you consider he was born and raised in Kingsland, Norfolk, and Wolves are a club from the West Midlands. But it seems George Russell inherited his love for Wolves from his father, who was a loyal season ticket holder and brought Russell to watch them play a lot. And the most random club on the list, coming from an English driver, just makes total sense with the support your local team culture they have over there, and which I personally just admire. He won't be happy with the results this season though. They were last and got relegated from the Premier League, and in the last few years the team has been based around whoever Jorge Mendes, a Portuguese agent, wants to bring for the team. Tough time for Wolves. His teammate Kimi Andrea Antonelli has all the attention from the Italian sports institutions at this point in time, because as you all know, Italy once again didn't manage to qualify for the World Cup. But he's the easiest kinda driver to explain. He's from Bologna, so he supports Bologna. As simple as that. They narrowly missed out on qualifying for European competitions this year, but we're kinda getting used to seeing them playing on them in the last few seasons, so I'd say it's a good point in the team's history. The biggest team in the Netherlands is undoubtedly Ajax, but Max Verstappen supports BSP. BSB actually stands for Philips Sports Vereniging. Burning means society, so it's a club which originates from the workers of the health company Philips, just like Wolfsburg, Bayern Leverkusen or Arsenal. It's a football club which has its origins in the workers of a company or factory. And Philips was one of the main sponsors of Verstappen's dad, Jos Verstappen, during his Formula 1 career. He was invited constantly to their games, and that's where Max's love from the team comes. The Amsterdam mentality is different from the Eindhoven warm, and Limburg is of course also closer to Brabham in terms of distance, but also in terms of mentality, said Max, who also mentions BSB emotionally suits him better than Ajax. I hope that suits him better comes for that mentioned warm and not the right-wing ultras. I just hope. Oh, and in the Premier League he supports Manchester United, but overall his main team is PSV. Of course, Charles Leclerc supports Monaco. Pretty easy to explain. He was born there and he supports the team which plays in the French national system. He's one of the drivers who warm up playing with a football, and he has repeatedly showcased his skills in football. Let's just say he's a much better driver. Let's just leave it at that. And it's Bayern Munich for Nico Hülkenberg. He's been seen multiple times mentioned by the team on social media, and he's a strong follower of the national team as well, even wearing a special design on his helmet once. He likes football so much he once attended a Monaco game, since he lives there as plenty of Formula 1 drivers do, and was gifted a share. But his true love when it comes to clubs, it's Bayern Munich, the most successful team in Germany. Now, the clubs who have more than one follower in the current grid. First one is Manchester United, the most successful English team this century. I think that's factual, don't get mad at me. They're not my favorite English team, not even close, but we'll have to wait a few more years of them being absolute dogshit to stop saying they're the most successful this century. And unfortunately, neither Ten Hag nor Amorim are their managers anymore, so perhaps we'll have to wait a bit longer, unless Carrick is Solskjaer 2.0, who knows. But Lando Norris and Arvin Lindblad support them. Let's start with Lando Norris because it's a bit of a roller coaster. In theory, he used to support them because his childhood hero is Cristiano Ronaldo. See how I said used to there? Because apparently he just doesn't watch football or care anymore. Besides, he's from Bristol and also has ties to the Bristol city. While growing up, he was a supporter, he said before. So United, Bristol City, no one, choose your poison. For Arvin Lindblad, we know United has a lot of fans all over the world. It's often said they've got more supporters in London than in Manchester, and Lindblad is one of those non-Manchester supporters. He decided to support the most successful team at the moment and just stuck with it, seems to me. He's sometimes associated with Leeds United, which might lead to confusion, see what I did there? But it was due to a publicity stunt since Red Bull now owns like 10% of Leeds United. PSG, simple explanation once again. Most successful team in the country, making big signings after becoming a sports washing artifact for the Qatari government. So all French drivers in the grid gravitated towards them. Hadjar is from Paris, and Gasly and Ocon are from Rouen and Ebru, or however the fuck it's pronounced. And you know what? If I knew how to pronounce it, I would just refuse. Fuck the French language in particular. Those places are kinda close to Paris as well, so everything makes sense. Now we got Arsenal, the team who just lost the Champions League final. Again, let's start with Piastri. His girlfriend, Lily Znaime, which you probably saw last year, is from England. Her family supports Arsenal. So does Oscar. Wise choice, probably. Now, Sir Lewis Hamilton. When he was little, he used to switch around teams until his sister bullied him into becoming a gunner, and they were like 5 or 6 years old. Apparently, behind every great Formula 1 driver, there's a woman coercing them into supporting the wrong football team. The two Spaniards. Carlos Sainz supports Real Madrid. He's from Madrid. Makes sense. I don't think I need to tell you this, but they are kinda the most successful team in football history. That's why people from other places of Spain, where the support your local club culture ain't as prevalent as in England, gravitate towards it. It's usually a Madrid or Barcelona if you're from Spain. And in case of Fernando Alonso, it's Real Madrid for him as well, even though he's from Oviedo, which is pretty far away, and has a historic football team who just got relegated to 2nd division. He's actually a member of the honor committee of that team, and you can sometimes see him visiting the stadium, like when they got promoted to La Liga in 2025. So he doesn't forget his father's team. And wait, there's a bonus track before the video ends, and you can go leave a comment, like, and subscribe, of course. Football Club Barcelona. Both Verstappen and Hamilton have mentioned they kinda support this team as well. Verstappen used to joke around with Sainz about it when they were teammates at Toro Rosso, and he supports them because of Dutch legend Johan Cruyff, and Hamilton supports them because of Leo Messi. It was a joy to watch him play football, and still is, to be fair. Since you got this far, I'll reward you with a bit of personal trivia. It's the least I could do, right? I support Lleida, the team from my city. We were playing the 5th tier of Spain this season, and we've been in the 1st division twice in our history. Last time was during the 90s. It's been a while. And this season the team went bankrupt. Again. There's another team in the city trying to literally replace us, buying our name and our badge after doing everything possible for us to perish. So the future ain't exactly looking bright. Whatever happens to my local team, you'll see me here, pumping out videos of questionable quality for you. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and you can also follow me on my social media. Until next time.